Good evening, everyone. It's 7:02, and this is our regular council meeting. The meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Galvin. Here. Councilwoman Estime Irvin. Vice Mayor Keys.
Here.
Councilman Desilme.
Here.
Mayor Bieneme.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We're going to have invocation with Pastor John Giordano, followed by Pledge of Allegiance with Major Anna Marie Cardona from the North Miami Police Department. She was thinking on leaving, but she decided. Invocation first, thank you.
Invocation first?
Yes. Do we have Pastor John Giordano? Major Brinson? Or Major Bletch? Or Assistant Chief?
Let us bow. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity to meet in this place, oh Lord. We ask that you bless each and every one of us and bless our council and mayor. Bless our city officials, oh Lord. Bless our chief of police. In the name of Jesus, we pray, asking you for all blessings. Amen.
Amen.
I have a young lady who's gonna help me with the pledge of allegiance slowly. So if everyone would please put their right hand over their heart.
Who's holding it?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
For the record, as of 7:03 p.m., Councilwoman Estime Irvin is present.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now we're going to have special presentation. Let's go down. Yes. For special.
Share it on the street. Yeah, and I called Jessica Halstead out in the elevator. I said, come to the council. Yes, everything's fine, thank you. Well, you can't complain tonight, not to celebrate on Thursday.
Again, good evening, everyone. And special presentations tonight. Certificates will be presented by our Chief of Police, of course, Larry Jiriga. Certificate of recognition presented to Officer of the month of September 2019, Officer George Malval and Officer Michael Pupo. Certificate of recognition presented to Officer of the month of October 2019, Officer Elizabeth Gutierrez. Certificate of commendation presented to Major Anna Marie Cardona on her retirement with the North Miami Police Department after 30 years of service. Chief, for this presentation.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. For the Officer of the Month presentations, we're going to be very brief. Assistant Chief Franzia Brea and Assistant Chief Angel Rivera will do the quick presentations.
For the month of September, we're recognizing Officer Lisa Gutierrez, who has been with the police department since 1990. Officer Gutierrez started with the police department as a police clerk. Then she became a police communication operator back in 1993, and in 1999 she became a police officer. So Lisa's been with us for 29 years. And her willingness to assist the department, she went on to assist us in property unit as well as out in the patrol field. But back in July, Officer Gutierrez was quick to respond in her willingness to assist the crime scene unit in apprehension of a violent armed robbery subject and a burglary subject. The Keystone the Keystone Point community was experiencing numerous vehicle burglaries where Officer Gutierrez was asked to respond to a vehicle burglary call, where she was able to lift latent prints off the vehicle, submitted into Miami-Dade County, and as a result, this subject was apprehended. In another instance, she was able to respond to another violent armed robbery call, where she was able to lift the latent prints off of a driver's side vehicle, where this violent criminal was also apprehended, and the community was, as a result, the community as a result had the feel of safe and secure in their neighborhood. So we recognize Lisa Gutierrez for her efforts in September.
Major Donald Blanchard's going to accept on her behalf. Lisa's out protecting our community as she does routinely. And the next person, Assistant Chief Rivera, is going to, Donald, if you would come up. And lifting prints, it's not like you see on CSI Miami and those different shows. It takes a very steady hand, a great eye, as well as the ability to find the specific details in these prints that the subjects leave on vehicles in this one instance, and then on actually on the window when the robbery subject committed the robbery over on the west side of our city. And he had just been released off of, he just had his ankle bracelet removed the day before, and then he was back out on the street. So it was great to get him off the streets of our city. At this time, Assistant Chief Rivera will recognize Officer Pupo and Officer Malval.
Good evening. Officer Michael Pupo and George Malval are being recognized for their great work and exhibiting diligence in the performance of their duties. During the month of August, these officers were dispatched to a call where a male and female were smoking an illegal substance. When the officers arrived, they quickly made contact with the male and female inside the vehicle. The officers quickly became suspicious of the male subject and thought that they recognized them from a be on the lookout of wanted flyer for a subject who was wanted in connection to a sexual battery where a 14-year-old female was raped. The officers' suspicion was quickly rewarded, as indeed a records check revealed that this subject was the subject they were looking for. Further investigation revealed that the female inside the car was a juvenile and that the male subject was coercing her to smoke marijuana. Officer Pupo and Officer Malval's great work, an instance in this investigation not only resulted in the confiscation of illegal substance and the capture of a subject wanted for a sexual battery, but also, more importantly, saved this juvenile from becoming a victim to this predator. Again, please join me in recognizing Officer Michael Pupo, and Officer Malval is also protecting our community and won't be here today.
We'll do this and then we'll recognize Major Cardona. Thank you. You can stay up here, Don. Please. And at this time, we're going to recognize Major Anne Marie Cardona, who after 30 years is going to be retiring from the City of North Miami Police Department. I'd like to ask the other command staff members come up. As you can see, she started when she was 12. So, Anne Marie is, as the crew comes up, you can see the great support she has. Gia, if you'd join us as well, thank you. Anne Marie Cardona is deeply rooted in the community of North Miami. She has served in this great city for 30 years, as I indicated. She grew up in North Miami. She attended North Miami Senior High. Go Pioneers. She holds her bachelor's degree in elementary education from Florida Atlantic University and her master's degree in public administration from Barry University. And she also attended and graduated from the prestigious FBI National Academy. Her commitment to public service dates back to 1989, where she began her law enforcement career again here in the city. During the past 30 years, she's been assigned to the Uniform Patrol Section, Investigative Section, and most recently, she started our Mounted Patrol for the first time in the history of this agency. Great. She's risen through the ranks from officer to detective to sergeant to commander, and now she's a major. And she's overseen basically every section within the department, including the Special Services section, where she now will be retiring from. She's a member of the International Association of Chiefs of Police, the Miami-Dade County Association of Chiefs of Police, the FBI National Academy Associates, and Big Brothers and Big Sisters. She's been a tremendous advocate for the youth of our community. You saw tonight she brought up a little friend to help her with the pledge. She's a tremendous representative of this entire city, and specifically the North Miami Police Department. And most importantly, she's a great friend of all of ours. So please join me in congratulating her on her retirement.
I enjoy this. We might be here a little late. No, but I can't. I have been blessed to serve this community, the community that I grew up in. I went to school, St. James. I have to thank Sister Jean Marie, God bless her soul, because she made sure that we kept ourselves in line. My mother, my family, everybody, you know, the good Lord up above, the usual, comments everyone makes. But truly, this has been a blessing. It's been humbling. And I'll still be around to help out as best I can. Yeah, write policies, whatever they need me to do. But thank you all. It's been, this is a family. So 30 years here, this place raised me. I am North Miami. I bleed North Miami through and through. So thank you.
And now, proclamation presented to January Studios, Inc. in honor of National Adoption Awareness Month. Councilwoman Marie-Estimée Irvin.
Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. According to the American Society of Positive Care of Children, over 437,000 children and youth are in foster care, and 118,000 of them are waiting to be adopted. Additionally, the primary cause for children entering foster care is neglect. This displacement causes a unique set of emotional, social, and academic challenges for them. Children often experience grief, guilt, anger, sadness, loneliness, anxiety, low self-esteem, mental and physical health issues. The organization, like Janice Studios, provides a source of hope to family by celebrating, supporting the importance of self-love, connectivity, and family. In honor of the Adoption Awareness Month, the City of North Miami would like to present this proclamation to Generis Studios. Could you come up, Generis? So, whereas Generis Marte is an award-winning family photographer in South Florida that specializes in photography, adoption, and families with young children. In 2004, Ms. Martes began a Generis Studio, Inc. She strongly believes in the importance of family portraits and the impact it makes on the confidence of children. And whereas Generis and her husband are foster parents of beautiful 2 daughters, her love for her foster community has also encouraged her to join a friend to start a nonprofit organization that celebrates the sweet 16s of teens in foster care. And whereas in 2017, A Sweet Chance was founded by Generis Marte and Ini Needle, the 2 friends launched the organization after Ini's adopted daughters celebrated her quinceañeras. The duo wanted to provide this same magical moment for the other foster kids who would never get an opportunity to have a quinceañera picture. The organization brings together makeup artists, hairstylists, photographers, videographers, party planners, limo drivers, and other sponsors to volunteer their time and location to give to over 40 teens a magical day. So whereas the organization and studio truly believes that celebrating this milestone with the young women and men provides them the opportunity to dream beyond their current circumstance. So now, therefore, it is resolved that I, the mayor and council, on behalf of the city of North Miami, present this tribute to Generis Studios, Inc., and whereby proclaim Tuesday, November 26th, to be Generis Studios Day.
Hi, I get very nervous up here, but I want to thank you so much. Thank you very much for this this blessing. If you walked in, you saw the exhibit that I had on adoptive families, and I will leave it out for a little while so that you can read the stories of the families who have adopted in South Florida. I want to thank you for participating and for acknowledging such an amazing cause, which is National Adoption Day. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. City events.
The guys unofficially come over now.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, North Miami neighbors, and guests. My name is Eunicia Baker, and I'm the Senior Public Information Officer. And I'm here to share some of our city's upcoming outreach programs, initiatives, and events with all of you. In celebration of Native American Heritage Month, the Nomi Library invites you to attend the next story time at the library events on Wednesday, November 27th at 4 and 6:30 p.m. Get to know me on Thursday, November 28th at 10 a.m. for the 45th Annual Winter National Thanksgiving Day Parade. This year's theme is Making Our Diversity Count to usher the community into the 2020 census year. Celebrate over 40 years of holiday tradition with a fun-filled morning of spectacular bands, entertaining dance groups, and colorful floats traveling along 125th Street. Visit northmiamifl.gov/celebrate for more information. December 4th at 12 noon, Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé will host the next quarterly business luncheon at FIU's Covens Conference Center. The topic, Bricks to Clicks, focuses on expanding business opportunities through the digital marketplace. Orlando Espinosa, co-founder of Neo Media, is the keynote speaker. RSVP today at Eventbrite. Santa Claus himself will make his way to the Mocha Plaza to light up North Miami on Wednesday, December 4th at 6:30 p.m. Celebrate the start of the holiday season at our annual tree lighting ceremony. Enjoy live holiday music and entertainment, along with festive refreshments and much more. During Miami Art Week 2019, the Museum of Contemporary Art, North Miami, also known as MoCA, will host a special exhibition reception on December 5th to celebrate its 2 exhibitions showcasing women artists. Cecilia Vicunia's exhibition titled Cecilia Vicunia About to Happen and the late French-Mexican surrealist Alice Rohan's poetic invocations will be on display. Both expeditions will be open Tuesday, November 26th and remain on view until March 2020. Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé, in collaboration with the Dynamic Community Development Corporation, the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce, and the Florida Hispanic Association, present the Latino Night Block Party on Friday, December 6th at 6 p.m. at El Kiosco Latin Cafe, and it's located at 13290 West Dixie Highway. Join your neighbors for an evening of free local musical entertainment and learn about various Latino cultural activities. The annual library book sale will take place on December 6th through 8th at the Nomi Library. Hosted by the Friends of the North Miami Public Library, the sale offers thousands of books and other items in more than 30 categories, including some of the items include gently used bestsellers, nonfiction, adult and children's books, media, games, and more. Operational hours are available at northmiamifl.gov/Nomi Library. Saturday, December 7th at 10 a.m., MoCA invites you to a participatory improvisational performance by Cecilia Vicunia, inspired by the ancient Andean tradition of talking notes and live quipu to celebrate tactile knowledge and interconnections across the cosmos. This performance is a dynamic form of storytelling in which unspun wool and language weave a vibrant matrix of connections and possibility. The performance will be followed by a conversation with Cecilia Vicunia and prominent curators who will unpack ideas and context regarding the artist's process in the MoCA Gallery. The annual CADA Art Basel panel discussion on contemporary African diaspora art will convene Sunday, December 8th, 2019 at 12 p.m. until 3:30 p.m. at MoCA in North Miami. The 10th anniversary panel discussion will focus on the rise of contemporary Black aesthetics and culture, the economics of Black art, African spirituality, and contemporary African diaspora art, and the life and times of famed Nigerian curator Akwi in Windsor. The So-and-So's Quilters and Craft Group will host its annual Quilt and Afghan Donation Day at the Griffin Community Center on Wednesday, December 11th at 10 a.m. Your support is requested. All items sold will be donated to Lotus House and the North Miami Foundation. The Keeping Current Festival, which promotes climate change by design, will take place here in North Miami on Sunday, December 15th from 1 to 5 p.m. at 901 Northeast 144th Street. Celebrate the transformation of this previously vacant repetitive lost lot into a community space and water retention site at this grand opening celebration. Don't miss out on design tours, music, food, and much more. Haitian Compas Band Class will headline the 2019 Holiday Mixer hosted by Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé and the Association of Haitian Educators and the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. of Florida on Thursday, December 19th from 6 until 10 p.m. at the Mocha Paradise Courtyard. This event is sponsored by the Law Office of Andre D. Pierre, Esquire. RSVP at www.2019holidaymixer.eventbrite.com. North Miami Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé will collaborate with Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin to host the annual holiday concert and toy distribution at Griffin Park on Monday, December 23rd at 6 p.m. Enjoy musical entertainment, live performances from local youth groups, and a visit from Santa Claus himself. The AIDS Ministry of the St. Stephen's 13th Annual Angel Tree Toy Donation is now underway. To participate, just visit the City Hall lobby between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday to take a name and leave a gift for children of families in need. The organization will provide food vouchers, and meals to individual families living with HIV or AIDS. For delivery details, just contact the Office of the Mayor and Council. The City of North Miami cordially invites you to the 2019 Menorah Lighting Ceremony hosted by Vice Mayor Carol Keys Esquire and the Chabad Leibovich of North Miami, Thursday, December 26th at 6:30 p.m. in the Mocha Plaza. Please note that the North Miami Food Market is open. It operates every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 until 11:30 a.m. and then from 1:30 until 4:30 p.m. To apply for food pantry services, call 305-953-3053 to make an appointment. The pantry provides fruits, vegetables, and protein items for families in North Miami. To stay up to date with the latest happenings in our city, just visit NorthMiamiFL.gov and click Connect with NOMI icon on the home page where you can sign up to receive our monthly newsletter. Residents may also like the City of North Miami on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And this concludes today's announcements.
Thank you very much. Do you have any city project update?
Not tonight, sir.
Any hurricane preparedness update?
Season's almost over.
Thank you very much. And now, Mr. City Manager, do you have any addition, deletion, amendments, deferrals to the agenda?
Yeah, we need to withdraw tab B and
Tab B.
put it on the next agenda.
We move
B
it
as,
from.
B as in boy.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, can I hear a motion on the consent agenda without tab B, please?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the consent agenda, tab A and tab C through E. The motion was seconded by by Vice Mayor Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Next one.
Tab F, proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, adopting and appropriating funds in the amount of $214,000 to be funded in the amount of $136,000 from the Law Enforcement Trust Fund, $25,500 from Federal Equitable Sharing Fund, parentheses Justice, and $52,500 from Federal Equitable Sharing Fund, parentheses Treasury, and providing for the appropriation and expenditure of those items as set forth in Exhibit A, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. Tab F.
Thank you very much, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Larry Jariga, Police Chief. Our police department is requesting an appropriation approval of $214,000, of which $136,000 would come from the Law Enforcement Trust Fund and $78,000 from the Federal Equitable Sharing Funds, both the Department of Justice and the Department of Treasury. We plan to utilize these funds to promote community engagement and crime prevention awareness, and the dollars will also be put toward improving our efficiency in operations and investigations. Additionally, the funds will be used to train and educate our officers about de-escalation techniques and how to address mental health concerns, as well as the national crisis of police officer suicide. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open. On tab F. Public hearing is open on tab F. I see none. Member of the dais.
Mr. Mayor, I have a couple of questions through the manager for the chief. So the request is 214 for the program specify for outreach. Is there because I'm looking at tab G, I can't go back to the F tab. I think that's why the thing. Yeah, yes, sir, go ahead.
They're broken up into a variety of different topics. Many are training, others deal with scholarships for different groups.
Is there
but-
a worksheet
Yes, sir.
that's in here? This is the break, because I saw this, I thought this was different. So this is something that's already in your budget, or you just reallocating it, or this is new?
No, sir, this is something that we do annually with the trust fund dollars as well as the federal funds that we receive through forfeiture, whether it's through our task forces or on the street if we're taking money, basically taking money from bad guys.
Okay. This is, okay, I'm just looking at it, reviewing
Certainly.
it on the,
Fact Festival, some of the ones you guys are more familiar
Yes.
with, National Night Out.
okay. The big one is the community project, oh, that's that, okay. The other one is the crime prevention and then training, okay. So, treasurer. So the amount, the subtotal will be the total amount for that line item. The 110 that's the training, I'm assuming?
The 110,
Conservation.
correct,
funds
is
being
training.
used for-
Breaking it up among Department of Justice, Department of Treasury, and the state dollars.
Okay, I remember seeing this, I guess the year before last, so this is money that's the, okay. This is one of these. All right.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Any
Move for
Madam.
approval.
Second.
any question?
No.
Councilman? Thank you. Just a quick question. How much money is coming from the LATF?
Total from the Law Enforcement Trust Fund will be 136,000, sir.
136. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion on the floor, Madam Clerk.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Keys to approve the item at tab F. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab G, proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, approving the award of fiscal year 2019-2020 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG funds to not-for-profit community-based organizations, CBOs, as required by 24 CFR 570.201 parentheses E, and providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. Tab G.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mayor and council members.
Okay.
Albert
Go-
Bazil.
Go
Albert
ahead.
Bazil, Housing and Social Service Director to the City Manager. We're here tonight to request that Mayor and Council render a final approval of the fiscal year 2019-2020 Community-Based Organization Award. A quick background info about this item. As you all know, the City of North Miami is an entitlement jurisdiction that receives yearly allocation from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, to assist the community in their need of housing and other community development needs. This year, the city received $757,256 in community development grants, CDBG. Only 15% of this amount was set aside for public services, and out of this 15,000, out of this 15%, only 90,000 was allocated to the CBOs. On July 28, 2019, the city issued a request for proposal soliciting application from CBOs for fiscal year 1920 from CDBG funding. 15 CBOs responded to the RFP. The submittal were assessed by an evaluation committee which included staff from Community Planning and Development, Public Works, Library, and their recommendations for award were made based on the proposal submitted by the organization, demonstrating the aptitude to achieve the federal government established criteria for funding. On November 5th, 2019, at its regular meeting, the Planning Commission heard presentation reviewed the package submitted by all the CBOs, and they acknowledged that 15 CBOs applied and 6 of the organization were new applicants. The Planning Commission unanimously voted to fund all 15 applicants as depicted in the package that was submitted to you. All CBO's representatives were invited to attend tonight's meeting, and here with me is Ms. Jean Marie Florence, who assisted during the entire process to answer your question, if any. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I don't know how we're gonna, if we're gonna allow each.
Before
Yeah.
you start, I have a conflict, being on the board of the Senior Foundation,
And,
so I'm gonna have to excuse myself.
and so do I. I also sit on the board with Councilwoman, so I have to recuse myself as well.
How do we move forward like that? Because we have 15 organizations, and what about if each of us are member of one of those, and there's no quorum?
With the 2 recusals, you'll still have 3, which is enough for a
No,
quorum.
I'm not. We are discussing about 15 organizations. Those 2 are from one organization. What about if one of us was a member of one of the other organization? How will
Is that the case? Is any of...
it's not, but or do we have to do that separately?
Well, I guess
Becau-
here's the, and we've kind of gone back and forth on
Yeah.
this issue several times. I know the city attorney's office has gotten opinions and gone back and forth. And this is HUD's issue, not necessarily our issue. The only thing I would tell you is you have to be mindful of the organizations that you choose
No,
to
I don't try.
volunteer with regards to the CBOs. I know it's kind of a ridiculous request, if you will, to say, hey, because you are elected officials and you're out in the public, but this is one of those ones. The only thing I've seen in the past and my history is to actually go to HUD specifically and ask for some type of a waiver of it because you're not receiving any compensation, make the argument.
No, my point is we are discussing 14 organizations.
Right.
Right? Those 2 are member of one organization.
Correct.
How can we do that by discussing that one organization and allow them to come back for the other 14? That's
No,
they can't
have
vote
to-
for
They
it,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
stay out for the entire discussion on the item.
for all the other organizations
Correct, for the entire discussion on the entire item.
or for the item. Okay. And now we are going to have how do we want to move forward? Do we want to have a presentation by each of them? No. How you?
Yeah, personally, I mean, I've seen it done 1,000 ways. I don't feel like I need to have a 2 or 3 minute presentation by all 15 organizations tonight.
Me either.
I'm cool accepting what the Planning Commission recommendations are, except there was one organization, Natasha something, that backed out. And they were awarded $2,000, so I guess we'd need to redistribute the $2,000 to somebody else. Am I reading that right, Mr. Manager?
Well, can I put something on the record with regards to that?
Mm-hmm.
You guys can move, based on however you would choose. I would just like to give you the warning that given the dollar amount that of the Planning Commission's recommendations, because I know they were trying to be fair and give the allocation to everyone, someone receiving a allocation of $810 is not going to be worth the amount of paperwork and the compliance issues for that amount of grant. So I would just be cautious.
So the staff recommendation would be,
That's the staff recommendation, and which is the committee's recommendation, is my recommendation to you as a board. But as in prior years, we've come up with other allocation formulas. And again, I'll make the statement again from prior years. the total amount of money, and Mayor and you and I discussed this, the total amount is such a small amount. We may want to look at perhaps, divvying this up with maybe 3 organizations, giving them 3 years to build capacity, and then move on to some others as a policy recommendation. But even this year, I know we didn't even give out, all the organizations, because of the amount of paperwork and stuff, didn't even utilize all of their allocation this year. So it's we're counting beans, so to speak.
Mr. Mayor, can I ask a question? Is us discussing it will be part of public discussion, or you just want us to discuss it, Mr. Mayor?
No,
Yes.
we're gonna open it to the public. I
Oh,
just
okay,
wanna
just
have,
okay.
yeah, and
Whichever
and-
way, but I don't necessarily want to go with staff or planning, because I reviewed the thing she sent me, the login password and stuff, and some of them I feel like the community, that I've seen evidence what they have done in the community. That's one thing, and in the past I think we always have that because it's such a small amount of money. I think for the past 2 years, Mr. Mayor, if I'm wrong, did we find alternative supplement to, and then we kind of
So, yeah, in
divided?
the
I mean,
past,
don't
yeah.
shake your head, Arthur, because I know we did some things. I just want to remember what we did.
Yeah, in the past, you're right. In the
Okay.
past, I think we supplemented it by maybe
'Cause it's
10 or $20,000.
Yeah, it's not a
from the,
lot.
general fund.
So it's however you want to do it.
It's just a matter of we have so many
Commission.
organizations
Exactly.
in the community doing some great job.
They-
We don't
that's
have
what
enough
it is
money. That's
for all
why
of them.
for all of them. That's why we have to.
However, yes, I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Now we're gonna open it to the public. After that, we can make any
Okay.
change or proposal. Public hearing is open on the item. What's tab? What's tab? What tab again?
William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I completely understand and appreciate what our city manager has said in terms of the pragmatics. He's completely right about taking a small amount of money and trying to divide it up. However, I'd like you to consider the other factor, which is really that this is a recognition of these agencies, these organizations that have worked so hard, that try so hard, that put in the applications. That would be so nice for them to get acknowledged in some small fashion. Even if it comes down to $1, it just means that they have been recognized. It'll keep them going in the future and sort of, perpetuates their efforts a little bit rather than having the door closed on them completely. So if you could factor that into your considerations, that would be appreciated as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on tab G. I see Natasha Williams Colebrook. Oh, okay, sorry. Public hearing is still open on tab G. Public hearing is now closed. Can I hear a motion on how we want to move?
I'll make a motion to accept the recommendations of staff.
And I second that.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab G. The motion was seconded by Mayor Bieneme. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Item passes with a 2-1
No,
vote.
fail.
Failed.
It's 2-1? Okay,
This is the
okay.
majority of what remains.
Okay. Go ahead, ma. No, it's your call. Go ahead. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Nah, let them stay out there. Move to adjourn.
Thank you very much. And now tab H.
Tab H, proposed ordinance, second reading of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, providing for text amendments to chapter 29 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled land development regulations by amending Article 4, zoning districts, and the official zoning map to establish the North Miami Transit Station Overlay District, providing for repeal, conflict, severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and for an effective date. Tab H.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. Debbie Love, City Planner, Community Planning and Development. I am presenting on behalf of Tanya Wilson, our Director. And actually, this is out of order. The Comprehensive Plan Amendment should have been before the LDR. So we're going to adopt one, and we just need to switch it.
Can we reverse it and let's go to tab I? That's when, then we will come back. Can you read tab I, Madam Clerk, please?
Tab I, proposed ordinance, second reading of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, adopting amendments to Volume 1, Goals, Objectives, and Policies of the City of North Miami 2016 Comprehensive Plan, in accordance with the requirements of Section 163.3184(3), Florida Statutes 2018, and Chapter 29, Article 3, Division 11, Section 3-1102(a), and Sections 3-1105 through 3-1110 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, specifically by amending the future land use element to 1. Create a new North Miami Transit Station Overlay District with related goals, objectives, and policies, and 2. At Policy 1.2.1 to establish maximum density and height for the new overlay district, and amending the future land use map to reflect the boundary of the new overlay district, providing for an adoption hearing and subsequent transmittal of the proposed amendments and supporting data and analyses to the State Land Planning Agency for a determination of completeness, providing for repeal, conflict, severability, and an effective date.
Thank you.
Tab I.
Good evening again. For the record, Debbie Love, City Planner. This is the second reading for this Comprehensive Plan Amendment, which is establishing the North Miami Transit Station Overlay District. This is second reading. This was previously transmitted to the state. You all adopted it for transmittal, and it's proposing to establish 150 dwelling units per acre per your direction at our last meeting. Permitted height of 200 feet, allowing mixed use and 500 square feet dwelling units. The whole purpose for the overlay, as a reminder for those of you who are watching and maybe didn't know, was to have more multimodal, pedestrian-friendly development in the area to increase our green space and parks, promote a mixture of housing types, and create a good economic catalyst for the area. The next steps is to resubmit, assuming that you all pass this, and the companion item that follows. It gets resubmitted to the Department of Economic Opportunity, and 31 days after they say it's complete, then it becomes effective. And with that, that is the end of staff's presentation. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer any questions for you.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on tab I. Public hearing is open on tab I.
Hi, everybody. Sarah McDevitt, 14490 Northeast 10th Avenue. I'm just here to, again, support this. I know it's a moving target, just, what's exactly happening at the county level with transit, but I think that it's really important that we continue to promote within our city this transit area and continuing to forge ahead and really make sure the county know that we're committed to creating a downtown area that's vibrant with mixed-use housing, retail, and, restaurants, everything that we need to, bring vibrancy to our downtown area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing still open on tab I. Public hearing is now closed. Can I have a motion on the dais, please?
I have a question, please.
Yes.
To staff. I believe I brought up, and I don't see it in this this ordinance or any of the description of the previous meeting. We discussed the size of the units of all being 500. Can you recall what we came up with? Did we all agree on the 500? I thought we made a amendment to the an amendment to this.
There was no amendment to that. It was for the density that you all adopted.
But we did discuss the size, and we
Yes, ma'am.
talked about having a percentage similar to the NRO or the PCD.
That's correct, but it did not move forward. We didn't get clear direction that everyone voted on that.
Was there a reason I mean, I'd like a little discussion if anybody would like to entertain, instead of having all 500 square foot apartments, if we do a ratio where we have 10 or 15% 500 and the rest at the 750, as opposed to having a building with several hundred units all at 500 square feet. Mr. Manager, I think you remember the discussion.
Sort of.
It's
but
not about the
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Did we have a vote?
Right. But we
We
did.
can have the discussion,
Right.
but it was the vote. I don't think we had.
Well, I
we
just need,
voted on it.
if you allow, Mr. Mayor, I just
Yes.
wanted to put on the record, I would, I guess, encourage and recommend that you allow the market. I understand, we already have written into our code 750 as our minimum size right now. When we're looking at these overlays, if there is some give in it, I think we should allow the development market to kind of dictate the unit size. If you want to make I guess a floor, if you will, and say no smaller than X amount, and then allow for them based on demand, rental demand, and all of that stuff, because that changes their formula. That goes into their financing, and that is what gets to their bottom line. We've been having a lot of conversations about encouraging development for the sake of increasing tax base and allowing for more affordable housing and attainable housing opportunities. And so these areas, or specifically this area, will be a target area for those housing opportunities. So I understand you want to make sure we don't have micro units, and I get that, but I guess warn not to go too small.
I don't want so-called projects. I want, you want a mix. I want a mix.
get it.
I don't want particular.
And
Chairman, yeah, I don't know.
We discussed that already, and
Okay, so I'd like
we
to
voted on it. And if you want to make another
I'm just
and
trying to
proposal, we're
remember
gonna
what,
vote.
what we discussed and why we did not address that, because, I mean,
No,
we
it's
haven't-
not. It's not. It's not for staff. We discussed
Okay.
that. When the amendment, it did not pass.
Did I bring the amendment?
Something like that. He proposed. If you want to burn it now, burn it, and I'm gonna vote on it.
May I, Mr.
Go
Mayor?
ahead.
Thank you. I'm totally cool with the 500 square feet. Micro units are hot. My church, which is downtown Miami on 5th Street in Biscayne, right across from the Miami Arena, or whatever they call it these days, we're building a 50-story building that's almost all micro units, and they're selling like hotcakes. The concept of having, a giant unit, what we grew up with is sort of outdated
It's
now.
only 750 is the
Yeah.
minimum.
I'm not saying 750 is anything wrong with it, but I don't want to sit here and, I know we've had the discussion on whether or not 500 square feet would be acceptable. I still consider 500 square feet to be acceptable.
Well, I'll make a motion that we do a percentage before we amend, accept this. I guess we're gonna continue with the amendment we voted on last time with the higher density to 150, and that we have only a percentage which is similar to the PCD. Is it the PCD or the NRO? That we-
NRO.
The NRO, that we use similar percentages for the NRO, that a percentage, decent percentage, will be 500 and the remainder will be 750.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
She didn't read it yet. Is she?
And what would that percentage be then, if that's what you want?
Whatever's in the NRO, I don't have it,
It's 20%.
20%? So you could have up to 20, so the motion be to allow 20% of the units to be a minimum of 500 feet, and the remainder have to be, remaining 80% have to be a minimum of 750 feet.
Can I hear a second on the motion?
She,
Not her, that's you.
oh, okay, I didn't know if she was,
You need a second, then she'd read it, or if you don't second it, then it doesn't pass.
That's been the motion died, there is no second. Can I hear a motion on tab I now?
So move.
Second?
Madam Clerk?
I have a motion made by Councilman Desilme to approve the item at tab I. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Keys, how do you vote?
Yes?
Councilman Desilme, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Bieneme, how do you vote?
Yes.
Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Continuing on, the companion item to this is the
And now it's, and
LDR amendment, sorry.
please, thank you. Can now tab H, Madam Clerk?
Tab H, proposed ordinance, second reading of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, providing for text amendments to chapter 29 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations by amending Article 4, zoning districts, and the official zoning map to establish the North Miami Transit Station Overlay District, providing for repeal, conflict, severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and for an effective date. Tab H.
Again, for the record, Debbie Love, City Planner, CP&D. This is the companion item to the Comprehensive Plan Amendment. This is the LDR establishing this new district with a lot more detail. It amends also the zoning map, providing the red outline onto our zoning map of the district. It creates a whole new section for this new development area here. It allows mixed use, 150 dwelling units per acre, 200 feet in height, inclusive of parking. Minimum lot size is established at 10,000 square feet. Again, the dwelling unit size at 500 square feet. Lot coverage is 80%. And there's transitional standards for parcels that are adjacent to the yellow. So there are specific transitional standards to protect the adjacent single-family development. And assuming that it passes, that you all adopt this, it will become effective 10 days after the adoption. However, because it's tied to the Comprehensive Plan Amendment, it's not effective until the Comp Plan Amendment is actually effective in 31 days.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is open on tab H.
William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I'd like to speak in favor of taking these measures and creating this zone. And in terms of the detail, this applies to both tab H and tab I. To address the city manager's concerns to have developers better flexibility in doing their projects, and to address Councilwoman Keyes' concern for micro units, why not have an average size unit? You don't have to get caught up in percentages or whatever, and leave it to developer. It frees up the architect as well. And who really cares if they have a 300-foot living space if they also have a 900 or a 2,000 square foot space? You've gotten away from the main concern, which is too many people into one space and cramming them in and getting that sort of identity. And that flexibility would behoove us, I think, in a number of ways. So if you would consider that, it would eliminate, I don't know what the number would be. Maybe it's 600, maybe it's 700 feet, maybe it's a 750 as an average, but it would allow flexibility in both directions and get the best of all worlds. So in terms of the transit district, I wish us the best. I hope we can do everything we can to avoid us becoming just a transit hub, that this becomes a viable place, a destination with some character and meaning to it, rather than just a drop-off point for some people. So I hope we can work toward that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Marisol Medina. I live at 1270 Northeast 124th Street. I do think it's good that we're increasing our density in certain zones. I know that Arch Creek's basin is in that area, and so I know that with new development also we have to consider the fact that it is very prone to flooding. As that development comes in, I know that this would be a side thing that we would have to address within that area, but some kind of obligated mitigation so that that area will not get worse as the buildings go higher. Because who wants to drive through that. It's already flooding on a regular occasion right now. Outside of that, I think this is probably a good move with the transit overlay coming in close to the house and everything. Hopefully they'll keep the buildings at least a street or two away from me instead of right in front of the house, but you know, as is progress. So thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on tab H. Public hearing is now closed. Can I hear a motion on tab H, please?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab H. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estime Irvin. Councilman Desilme, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Keys, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Bieneme, how do you vote?
Yes.
The item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Next item.
Tab J, Proposed Ordinance, Second Reading of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, providing for text amendments to Chapter 29 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations by amending Article 7 Definitions, specifically building height, providing for repeal, conflicts, severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and for an effective date. Tab J.
Again, for the record, Debbie Love, City Planner, CP&D. This is the third item that's a second reading for amending Article 7 and how we define building height. That really we needed to clarify based upon some issues that had arisen and community workshops that we needed to clarify how a building height is measured. And to clarify and better address specific exclusions to the height limitation and amend it so that there are no habitable or usable space that's allowed above the overall height. At the last time that we met, Planning Commission had recommended striking completely the exemption for elevator and elevator equipment. You all agreed with that and adopted it with that amendment, and so it is here before you tonight with that amendment so that it allows only in R1 and R2 two things to extend above the maximum height, and that's solar arrays as well as steeples on religious facilities, because we do allow religious facilities in residential. That will become effective in 10 days, assuming that you pass it tonight. And with that, that's the end of my presentation. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Thank you very much. Tab J. Public hearing is open on tab J. Public hearing is now closed. Do you have any discussion, any comments on the dais?
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab J. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estime Irvin. Vice Mayor Keys, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Desilme, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Bieneme, how do you vote?
Yes.
The item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Citizen forum is now open. Citizen forum. Any citizen who wish to speak, please come forward.
Mr. Mayor,
We can't
Yes.
let this.
before everybody begins, I want to ask for one caveat. Everybody who speaks under public forum this evening will be at the Thanksgiving parade on Thursday morning. So if you're not going to be at the parade, otherwise I'll be looking.
I'll be hidden in a turkey costume.
Yes.
Okay. William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. Not necessarily, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Not necessarily related to the content of tonight's subjects, but just so I throw it out since it is a light agenda night. In thinking about, we've discussed many times about having a parking facility for the city, and we have some space to work with. We need a city hall and such. And as I've expressed many times, I think we have a inevitable financial crunch ahead of us. What if we might take the lot that a lot of people see, it's a parking lot, and therefore they go, oh, we have to do multi-level parking where the dollar store is, to our east. What if we, as a city property, put it up for sale, to at least explore that, without zoning limitations. And in particular, that we're looking to get a top-notch type company in there, like a Fortune 500 company, something really significant. With that, if we were able, and we don't have to sell it if we don't get our price or our whatever it might be, but it would be something that could be large and imaginative. It could be a real investment in the city. What if we were to do that, and then the proceeds from that, because they can now do what they like, the proceeds can go back to the city to create the garage south of Mocha. That could be used by the police, that could be used by Mocha, that could be used by City Hall. By having the garage to the south of Mocha, it also allows us to use the space between the police station and the cafe to eventually build the new City Hall without having to take this down and build in the same place. So now we have strengthened our civic complex concept. We've been able to fund it through this potential selling of the lot. We would have the same parking, if not more. We would have an income generator. We'd have some liveliness there. I'm thinking that maybe they could do it as a commercial structure, corporate type structure, but maybe it would be mixed. Could be corporate in one area and residential in another. Could be retail down below. Just an idea. Don't think it would cost us anything, but it may start to open up some doors and offer some other considerations. So thank you for your consideration.
Good evening, Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street. I stand to first say to you, Mr. Galvin, that I have to be at church on Thanksgiving Day because God has been that good to me, and I'm going to be there.
Amen.
But I will say that I am very proud to be a citizen in the city of North Miami, and if I could be there at the parade, if I could be two places, I would, but I can't. So
We'll
please
miss
accept my apologies. I'm announcing that the Sunkissed Grove Fabulous Festival will be occurring December the 21st through the 28th. You can go on Facebook and put in the search line SKGFF to get more information about it, about the Sunkissed Grove Fabulous Festival. I want to thank Councilman DeSume for partnering in this event, as well as Ms. Carol Keys, who is going to donate a bicycle, because we are going to have a bike rally, a bike raffle, because we do have a health and wellness initiative coming up in our city, and I want to thank you for that. And if any of you council people would like to do likewise, we certainly would appreciate and welcome that. And I also want to announce that the Mother Mary McLeod Bethune Chorale will be meeting on Saturday, December the 7th. And any of you who are interested in choral singing and choral music, you are welcome to join us. That's at the Alcola Lakes Library at 4 o'clock to 5:30, December the 7th. Thank you.
Kenneth Each, 776 Northeast 125th Street. I'd like to talk to you tonight about a great man who passed this Sunday, James Patrick Devaney, a man who I knew since 1970. He gave me a start in life after I came back from Vietnam, and he's one of the reasons I'm here. He probably didn't have a gray hair until he hired me, and as you know, he was supposed to be with us on Veterans Day, and unfortunately he ended up in the hospital. But he came to the city in 1947 after serving in the United States Navy, after fighting on Okinawa. He loved the city, became a police officer, subsequently rose to the position of chief of police. He served 34 years, and in his time, he brought the department forward. He started a police academy training, brought professionalism, but above all, he had a great love, a love for the people that he served, and he's going to be surely, surely missed. He was a true leader. And if you were to say, I want to have a chief of police in a movie, this is the man that you would take out of central casting, and it would be him, James Patrick Devaney. He looked the part. When he came into a room, he commanded attention. He had that command presence about him, but he had an inner gentleness that he just radiated with people. and he's going to be surely, surely missed. After he left the police department, he served on the city council, and he continued to serve the citizens. And, you know, this man was an institution, and when we think of our city, we have a history. We go back 90 years now, and he was one of those central building blocks for this community. If you can, this Sunday, please, I know it's a holiday weekend, and you know, I'm going to share this with you. When I went to see him, he said, I hope I pass before Thanksgiving because I don't want to interrupt people's holiday. That was the kind of man he was, and I'm going to miss him. I think we're all going to miss him. He was 93 years of age. He lived right here in North Miami, and he loved each and every one of you. And every Police Memorial Day, when we had that ceremony, he was there. He was there. That was the kind of man he was. And we're going to miss him. And God bless him. And if you can make it to the services on Sunday, please do. God bless you. And have a great Thanksgiving,
Kenny,
everybody. Thank you.
Excuse me, Kenny, could you announce the place and time of the services?
It's,
Do you have that?
it's called Masons, I believe, between 12 and 5 on Northeast 6th Avenue. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Citizen Forum, still open. Citizen Forum is now closed. Council reports. Vice Mayor Keys.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Chief Each, for that eulogy on Patrick Devaney. Jim, we know him as Jim Devaney. Condolences to his family. He was a neighbor of mine. He always lived in North Miami, and we will miss him. He was just such a nice man. We will miss him. And also condolences to the family of Garth Reeves, who passed this week. He was 100 years old, publisher of the Miami Times, lived in North Miami a long time, great citizen, just really well known by the African American community, did so much for them. So condolences to them, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much, Councilman Desulme. Report. No report. Councilwoman Marie-Estime Revin.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to say thank you to Generis Studios again for Faces of Adoption. I hope you take out the time to go look at the different stories and the families that adopt or adopted. Also, like Councilman Scott Galvin said, I'd like to encourage everyone to come out to the Thanksgiving Day Parade on Thursday before you go and have dinner. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to have the Grand Marshal Calvin Hughes there. We're going to have Super Cindy from 99 Jams and DJ Hercules and a whole slew of other folks. Is it Creola? Creola is going to be there. So I hope you come out and support. Also, I'd like to take out the time to publicly recognize one of our colleagues' birthdays. So happy birthday, Council Vice Mayor Carol Keys. So happy birthday to you.
When is your birthday?
It was on Saturday.
Last Saturday? Oh, yeah.
So happy birthday to you and many more. Anyway, so keep that short. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the city of North Miami, but especially to you residents in District 3.
Thank you very much, Councilman Scott Galvin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll echo the sentiments earlier expressed toward the family of Mr. Reeves, who most people would not have expected lived in the city of North Miami, but did so for decades. He's a giant in the South Florida media landscape that will be greatly missed. He just had his 100th birthday party here at Mocha earlier this year, so
that's true.
We tip our hat to the Reeves family. Also on Chief Devaney, the only solace I can take in his passing, 93 years old, wonderful to have gotten to that point. I hope I'm so lucky, but he's back with his wife Betty now, and they were a true couple, and he loved her very much and took care of her a great deal. So we're glad to see them reunited, even though we're sad for his passing. On a lighter note, of course, I hope everybody's at the Thanksgiving parade. Thursday morning if you can be there. It is a lot of fun. It is a great celebration of the Thanksgiving holiday. Also in the lobby at City Hall as you walk out tonight, I have the angel tree in the lobby. It's the 13th annual angel tree that we've put up. There's a little angel tag on all the limbs with the age and gender of a child who's looking for a toy this holiday. We ask you to bring back an unwrapped gift or unwrapped toy between now and December the 12th. All of the kids who will be receiving those gifts are in the North Miami community and either have HIV and AIDS or are in a family that's affected by HIV and AIDS. So we'll hope that you can grab a couple of angels off the tree. And then finally, speaking of trees and lighting, the Enchanted Place holiday light display goes on this December the 1st. It's Northeast 137th Terrace off of 16th Avenue. It will be their 31st annual holiday light. Come drive down the street. It's a mile long of oak trees covered in white holiday lights and a few other colors. But it's a great thing to bring your kids to, and Santa will be there the last few days before Christmas. So hopefully everybody can take advantage of that starting December the 1st at sundown. That's all I've got, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Report.
All right, so just a reminder that there is this Thanksgiving closure, so Thursday and Friday, City Hall will be closed. Number 2 is that anybody who is required to file the Form 1 Statement of Financial Interest, so that's staff, department heads, elected officials, and board members, please know that you must also file the Form 9 quarterly gift disclosure, gifts over $100. And so if you have not already received a notice about that, please feel free to reach out to me so that I can send you that information along with the form. And with respect to boards, because I'm sure it'll be asked, the city manager is currently working on that assessment, and so pretty soon we should have a response. Finally, as we prepare to celebrate Thanksgiving, I think we're constantly reminded of the many blessings in our life. And among the many blessings in my life, I think that one of my greatest blessings, for which I am truly grateful and will always be grateful, is the opportunity to serve this community. And so with that being said, I wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. And I am done.
Thank you very much. Madam Deputy City Attorney, do you have any report?
Oh, no report this evening.
City Manager, any report?
Just to quickly acknowledge Garth Reeves Sr. Y'all don't know, but I worked for him back in '96. He was a media stalwart, but he also founded the first and only black-owned bank in the state of Florida, People's National Bank. And I had the pleasure of working for him for about a year. So my condolences to the family, and also my condolences to Chief Devaney's family. So, but all things you should know. So thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hopefully I can see you Thursday. We start at 10 p.m. It's gonna be 10 a.m. for our Thanksgiving parade. And should we adjourn, or do you have any discussion?
Move to adjourn.
Thank you very much.
I have
Good
a
night,
motion
everyone.
to adjourn made by Councilman Galvin, seconded by Councilwoman Estime Irvin. All in favor? All opposed?
Thank you.
Item passes 5-0.
Madam.
I do it for my